I tell you what, boys and girls, the league form has been good. I mean, we've lost a couple in cups now and the little group stage things, but hey, they are not our priority this season. It is all about staying in the league and just being competitive. And I must say, the squad have all been pulling their weight, and we're not really relying on one person in terms of the goals department. So, as you can see from the form table from where we left off last, obviously you saw us unfortunately lose a 3-2 to Ipswich. I mean, I feel like we were robbed, if I'm honest, but hey, that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. We then played Walsall at home and drew 1-1. Joe Hugill getting on the score sheet. We then, disappointingly, I suppose, lost 2-0 to Gillingham. Both Jacob Pinnington and Damari Mellor were asking for more game time. I mean, look at them performances. So I very much doubt you're going to be getting much game time. You probably can't see Damari Mellor's actually because of where the camera is. I'll bring it down slightly so you can see 5.9 for him and 5.9 for Pinnington. So you potentially will never play for me ever again. Then we've got a game against Bradford. We went away from home, managed to win 2-0. Joe Hugill again on the score sheet and Isaac Holland. So what that actually means in terms of the league table, we are currently sitting third. 6 games played, 4-1, 2 drawn, haven't lost any, and we are staying very defensively sound. Again, like we always have been with Oxford, we've conceded one of the lowest amounts in the league. There's only us and 2 other teams that have conceded 3 all season. So hopefully we can keep that solidity. And it just goes to show not upsetting that defence has worked wonders. And the question marks that we had over right, to be fair, have pretty much been answered. So I bring us today for the game against Burton. They're currently sitting 14th. Of course, realistically, this league table is very, maybe apart from like Doncaster on 1 point and maybe Mansfield on 3, anyone can beat anyone at the minute. It's, you know, this isn't going to be the final league table at all. So Burton are up next, and then what we'll probably do is skip the Cheltenham game and then bring us back maybe for the Fleetwood or the Stevenage game. If we have a look at the team sheet for Burton, we can also have a look at the goals. So as you can see, Holland's got 3 goals for us. McEachran's got 3. Francis has got 7. Hugill's got 8. I must say, our attacking players are all pulling their weight. A little bit more disappointing in terms of the players that we've got on the bench. The guy who's on loan from Oxford United, he has turned up with 3 assists and 1 goal, so can't complain. The eagle-eyed viewers will see 2 new names in the squad. We've got Zach Shuaib. He's come in as a free agent. He has been brought in because we really wanted to fill that gap in terms of that midfield role. He's only 21, 19 determination, so obviously a very determined player, and that's the type of people that we want in the squad, nice and determined. He's a natural centre defensive midfielder. Again, is wonderful for us because that's one of the positions we needed a more natural person. That means we can then release Hayden Murray-Holmes a little bit further up the pitch. Comes in currently as a good enterprise national player, but with the potential to be a League One standard. And as he is only 21 years old with 19 determination, he was worth the chance. We've also brought in someone in on loan called Dario. He comes in on loan from Atletico Madrid of all places. Recommended to me by my scouts. I mean, I'll take it if they're going to start trying to find loanies of that caliber. But he comes in, again, can play in the centre mid or the defensive midfielder roles. It just gives us a little bit more coverage. If we do play with 3 in midfield, you know, we have been dropping it back from time to time depending on the level of opposition. That then is these 3, apart from Campbell that we had. Outside of Campbell, we had no other centre mid coverage. I feel like bringing in Dario and Zach makes a good additions to the squad. That's pretty much it in terms of new comings. There isn't anyone else new in the squad. I don't think I'm going to bring anyone else in now. This trialist will go at the end of the trial. He's not going to be joining the club. Realistically, it's going to be more of a fitting out job than anything, but the transfer window has shut now. We may have to wait until the summer to sell some of these players or at least get them off the book. Without further ado, I know I've gone on and rabbled on a little bit there before the game. So we have got our game now against Burton. I'm just going to swap these around just where I had a couple of other players playing in the last game. So the team sheet for the game against Burton is James Wright in goal, Briggs, Johnson, Skara and Killer Gromek and Murray-Holmes, Holland, McEachran, Francis in them attacking midfield roles with Joe Hugill up front. you know, I thought that it might be the end of the road for McEachran, but he's been proving his point. You know, Branningham not really covered himself in glory at the moment. 6.6, no goals, no assists. But remember, he was recovering from an injury. So here we go. The team sheet is in. Let's get into the boys. What are we going to say here? I'm not going to say I just want us to pick up from last time. I mean, that's going to start getting a little bit boring here. I'm going to say we've got nothing to lose here. We know how good we are. Let's show them how capable we are. We're going to do the usual bit of trust into each of the player groups, as we always do, just to let them know that we are still here, fully behind them and fully backing them. But so far, so good in the start of the league. We've probably got that new team bounce and that excitement and that optimism. You know, I very much doubt that the rest of the season is going to be this easy. Apart from the game against Swindon, we managed to win, but we were battered. Walsall, that was a bit more of a tougher game. We seem to have been able to manage the games really well. You know, we're not going down 1 or 2 early. We're staying in it, we're then getting our goal and defending well. But I say that, and Skara does not cover himself in glory right then. Luckily, James Wright had it saved. And remember, James Wright was one of those that we had a question mark about at the start of the season, whether he could play at this level. So far, so good. You know, he hasn't been sort of conceding unnecessary goals, and goals that he has conceded really are not anything he can do. You know, there have been passes across the box like we saw in that Ipswich game, but Briggs here, crossing. Oh, Francis went for the run, but unfortunately the goalkeeper come out and punched it. On the counter-attack here, though, can we do anything about it? There we go. Wright saves again. Again proving me right. Pardon the pun, but he's on a 7.1 rating now. So let's encourage the boys. Let's get a little bit more of a foothold in this game, shall we? You know, we're getting absolutely dominated on the possession. We may consider dropping McEachran more into that sort of midfield centre role, just to sort of combat this free that they've got in midfield. I feel like we're losing the possession battle there. And of course, if we've not got the possession, we've not got the ball, we can't get any good build-up play. But Killer Ferrari there intercepting the ball nicely. Back to Hayden Murray-Holmes. Killer Ferrari here gets tackled far too easy. Sloppy. Luckily, they haven't got their shooting boots on. I think I'm going to make that change now. Actually, I've seen enough. We're going to drop that back, get a little bit more solidity in that middle of the field, and hopefully we'll see this possession stat start to creep up just ever so slightly. You know, if we're not, I don't mind us not having a lot of the ball if we're doing stuff with it, but when we're sort of in that sort of 30% or lower, we're not even getting the chance to do anything with it. It's pretty much only the possession from when we've defended well and then got it maybe out of our half. That's all that is. Briggs there winning the header. Back for Darnell Johnson. Skara. Killer Ferrari. McEachran. Just loose ball. Maybe he isn't up to the quality when it comes to that centre midfield role. And the cam position maybe he is, but that just highlights his... I don't even know. It's not even his reactions there, because he's normally quite reactive on the ball. It's just, maybe it's just a bad first touch and everyone gets away with one, right? And he has been a cult legend for the club. In other news, I forgot to tell you actually, and I forgot to show you the news article, McEachran's actually decided that he's retiring at the end of the season. So this is officially his last season with us. He won't be staying on. Maybe in some form of staffing capacity. Oh, Francis there, but he just can't get his head on target. But maybe some sort of staffing capacity would be nice, especially because he is an absolute club legend. But I think we'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to say I want more possession in that second half. We are going to make some changes. We are going to take McEachran off this time. What we will do is put Murray-Holmes there, and we're going to bring Dario in. We're going to swap Dario and Gromick around. And what we might also do is bring Francis off for the loanee, just because he's got 16 pace, so him running down that wing might help us more. What we will also do is bring on Pendleton as well for Briggs, as Briggs is starting to tire ever so slightly. But definitely a game we can still get back in. You know, it's not over. 45 minutes, 1-0 down. Against Burton. Again, we don't really know how good Burton are, right? Obviously, if we look at the league table, apparently they're not very good, but they've just sold a player. It come up on transfer deadline day. They've just sold a player for 1.3 million. So they've got a lot of money to play with. That's that pace what we were talking about. Absolutely guts past him, but tries to put the ball back in and no one's there. Switch on a little bit, please. Hugill with a lovely long-range effort. 6 goals in 5 matches for him now. Murray Holmes playing in a little bit more of an advanced position has obviously done wonders there. Gromek getting the header. Smooth, calm pass into Hugill. Takes one touch and bang. Goalkeeper is nowhere to be seen. Kickoff, well, highlight straight from kickoff. It's never good to see. Maybe we're going to turn the ball over and counter-attack. Who knows? Or maybe they're going to go and score straight away. It looks like they're going to... Oh, but right, luckily comes out and smothers it. But he does what he does best. Dario into Murray Holmes. They've dropped very deep there, and that's definitely not an instruction for them to drop that deep, but we'll take it. Holland into Pendleton. Gromek. Dario. Skara. Lovely ball for Holland. He gets tripped. Surely that's a penalty. It was just inside the box. I was trying my luck, if I'm honest. But we'll take it. Who's going to step up? Gromek steps up for the penalty. I say who. I know who my penalty taker is. It's Gromek. But I didn't know if he was actually going to take it or if Holland was going to try and steal it. Gromek cuts it in as calm as you like. That's his first goal of the season. But his job's not there to be a goal scorer. His job is there to be a rock at the back. I won't show you the replay. I'm sure none of you want to see a replay of a penalty. We was going to do a shout, but then we saw the highlight come straight back. Oh, look at that. Burton have lost their head now. Giving free kicks away left, right and centre. Holland with the delivery in. Oh, goes straight across the goal line. No one's there. Luckily, Gromek's there to deal with loose ball. No counter-attack on us just yet. Pendleton into Gromek. Johnson. And that is the end of the highlight. We'll take that. Right, we're going to praise the boys now. Tell them to just keep switched on. We're in control of this game. We may not be in control of the possession stats, but the tweak that we've made has obviously done wonders for us. Just getting that ball a little bit more and getting a little bit more of a foothold in this game. XG of now 1.55 versus 0.89. That's not what you want to see. One of our best wingers now picking up a red injury. So Holland will come off. Archibald will come on. Archibald does prefer to just play as a winger, so we will do that. Is anyone else knackered? No, hopefully that's not going to be too bad of an injury for Holland, because he has been influential. I think it's 3 goals and 4 assists now for him in our first 6 games. So, you know, let's say first 6 games, as in 3 goals, 4 assists in all competitions. Hugill, Dario. I've liked what I've seen from Dario so far. Lovely ball from Skara. There we go. Hugill latching on the end of that. Something that you don't see out of Skara's playbook that often. An absolute beautiful pass. You'd expect this from Murray Holmes, not from Skara. Look at that ball. Hugill's as cool as you like. Goes, yeah, I know that's exactly going, boss. Header, dinks it over the goalkeeper. And that wraps up pretty much the 3 points. We're going time wasting. We're just going to now see out the game, hopefully. Pendleton picks up nicely. We're going to tell the boys just to focus now. Archibald. Lovely surging run all the way across the pitch. Keeps going. Little back heel. Cheeky. I like it. Gromek. Can we get a 4th? Can we get a 4th and keep this high scoring goal? Oh, poor Ferrari. Greens it over the crossbar. But we've not been shy of scoring goals so far this season. We've had a couple of games where it's 1-1 or 2-2. But at least we're still scoring, you know. We're not going for a barren run where we've not been able to score. I'd be more worried if we were drawing games, say 0-0, than if we are 1-1 or 2-2. Reason why? It proves that we can score goals in this league, right? That we've got the quality to score goals. And that's obviously your main worry whenever you come up as a newly promoted team. Do you have the quality to be able to score goals in this division? And do you have the quality to be able to stay defensively sound? As I say that, they score, but surely that's offside. Thank you very much. It didn't look offside to me. We have the quality to defend still. Probably not maybe as solid as we have been in past seasons. Then again, we saw at the start of the video that we are still one of the least conceded teams in the division. But I feel like having Scar and Johnson there, that's been a partnership for over a season and a half now, with Wright, with Killer Ferrari, it's really got a good solid base there. Just coming up to the end of the extra time, and there we go, a 3-1 win to Oxford City over Burton. And again, look at the stats. I think it's safe to say it was all Burton pretty much. We changed that formation around. I mean, it was still a bit of Burton then, but we definitely took the game then to them after we done that. I would say that was really special. No one gave us a chance, but you played magnificently. Oh, and I just got an achievement come up. You probably heard that. We've won 100 competitive matches now. 2 to 3 months for Isaac Holland. Not good. I'm just going to say don't worry about your injury and fully focus on your recovery. Other than that, it's now unbeaten in 7 for us, and that actually takes us up to 2nd in the league. Of course, I do not expect us to finish anywhere near these positions. I fully expect us to probably finish more around here, but every point we can gather at this start of the season boost, so to speak, where the players are excited, we're going to take. But the plan will be, like I said, I'll bring you forward now to probably, of course now I can't find it, there we go, I'll probably bring you forward to either the Fleetwood game or the Stevenage game, depending on who's higher in the table. The game against Fleetwood was moved, so I bring you live to the game against Stevenage. We went off camera and obviously played Cheltenham. We managed to win 2-0. We went 1-0 up. They then got a man sent off. So we then sort of cruised, if you like, to a 2-0 win in the end. Francis and Archibald getting on the score sheet, which again was nice to see. But that's enough about the game off camera. We've got a game against Stevenage to go out there and win. An important game to hopefully pick up the result. I did give Piddington another run out. I mean, he was average at best. Unfortunately, Zach's picked up an injury and he's going to be out for a few months. So where I wanted a bit of coverage in that centre of midfield, that's already now pretty much gone out the window with him being injured. We now just have Tate Campbell again. So, you know, FM gods, thank you very much. Appreciate you listening. Branningham has been away on international duty, so he won't make it onto the bench today. And we did have a 14-day gap from where that game against Fleetwood was moved. So I'm not sure if I'm happy with that, because we were really in a good swing of form and everything was sort of going our way. And now 14 games, that's a lot. You know, sharpness has dropped. Have performances dropped? Who knows? I guess we'll find out in today's game. So your team sheet for the game against Stevenage is as follows. James Wright in goal, Josh Briggs, Darnell Johnson, Declan Scara and Nicola Killer Ferrari making up the defence. We've then got Victor Glomek in the centre holding midfielder alongside Dario. We've then got the Yeloni from Oxford United. Not going to try and pronounce his name because I know I'm going to horribly butcher it. Zach McEachran, Francis as well in the attacking midfield roles, and then Joe Hugill leading the line today. Hugill actually, we've been training him to be able to play out on the right, so him and Francis can then sort of swap them positions, arguably, as and when. Also been training Killer Ferrari to be able to play right back as well. So, you know, just branching his sort of game out a little bit more makes him more appealing for us. He can cover obviously at right back. Does mean that if Briggs is unfit, Killer Ferrari can move over and the left back that we brought in can then start, because he's pretty good, to be fair. He's not put a foot wrong when he has played for us. So that's the plan with him. If he can play right back, left back, it just gives it a little bit more appeal as well. McEachran with a corner in. Scara jumps for it, can't win it, but the winger picks up the loose ball with his 16 pace, bursts into the box, takes the shot, and the goalkeeper smothers it and takes it into his hands. But a rainy afternoon here in Stevenage. This is the type of game where we need to dig deep, try and dig out a performance. So far, we're pretty much dominating on the stats, but we know that means nothing unless you do something with the ball. Of course, possession as usual, we are not dominating in. Again, maybe we'll drop back McEachran should we need to. You'll notice that Murray Holmes isn't starting today. He picked up a little bit of a knock in training, so I just didn't want to risk him from the outset. He was pretty much, you know, fit, but I just didn't want to risk him just to be safe. But he'll be probably coming on half time. I like with Gromek and Dario in them holding midfield roles now. it almost allows Hayden Murray-Holmes to have a little bit more freedom, potentially. That's sort of the idea behind having Dario come in on loan. And of course that, you know, Zach that we bought as well in the natural defensive midfield role. McEachran tries to get the header back into Hugill, but can't do it. The goalkeeper smothers it again, unfortunately. Long goal kick downfield. We should be dealing with that. We don't, and we just get embarrassed. If I'm honest, that's an embarrassing goal to concede. That's your bread and butter of defending. Skara doesn't deal with it, and Johnson doesn't deal with it either. Skara should be out jumping him all day long, and it was just on the wrong side for Johnson. Very annoying, to say the least. 38 minutes played, 1-0 down. Are we going to get our first loss of the campaign, as in the league? Let's hope not. Let's try and salvage at least something. I mean, we can definitely still win this, right? We seem to be a more of a second half team. Sometimes. Especially against some of the big opposition. Who knows? Maybe that is going to be the same today. But Briggs here picks up the long ball over the top, goes into Killer, and that calls for half time. Let's get into the boys. I'm going to say I want to see a much better performance in the second half. Murray-Holmes is coming on. I'm going to bring him on instead of McEachran. Not that McEachran's done specifically anything wrong, but he's also not specifically done anything right. So we do need to make some changes. I think other than that, Archibald's going to come on as well. I don't think I'm going to make any other changes. Let's get out onto the second half, and let's try and claw this back from into Hugill. Hopefully Murray-Holmes can show why he should have been starting, even though he did pick up that little bit of a knock, as I said, in training. But hopefully he proves me wrong. We've got a corner here to defend. We're going to see it. We've got some big boys, so we should be able to do well from the first delivery. It's what we do with the second delivery, and we don't do anything with it. Luckily, it was offside. Let that be a wake-up call, boys. Let's switch on now, shall we? Let's switch on. We're not going to go for low crosses because we don't ever go low crosses, and it's been working absolutely fine. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell the boys to focus. They're going to go negative, but in my mind, I'm going, right, you're 1-0 down. Focus. Think about the passes that you're making. Let's get a little bit more concentration in here, a little bit more purpose. Let's play with a little bit more fluidity. Francis here, Gromick, Pilaferreri. Lovely cross. Archibald there. He bangs it in on the volley. What a goal. That's what I'm talking about. Think with clarity on the ball that you're going to make. Pilaferreri picks up the ball here. Thinks about it. Looks up. Goes, yep, I see him. Let me just move forward ever so slightly. What an absolute peach of a delivery. On a plate. Bang. Off the volley. Takes a deflection. But we'll take it all day long. Highlight straight from kickoff here for Stevenage, which is never good to see. We seem to be seeing them a lot more highlights straight from kickoff. So maybe, oh, here we go. Never mind. That's why we're seeing it, because we just got absolutely humiliated. Right. Oh, here we go. Kickoff straight from highlight for us. Or a highlight straight from kickoff, shall I say. Is it going to be back to back? Hugill's there. Oh, he can't go on the end of it. Gromick into Francis. Francis with the ball. And unfortunately, it's far too close to the goalkeeper. We will keep an eye on that ball over the top. If we see him try it again, we may drop to a slightly deeper defensive line. Murray-Holmes, lovely ball for Hugill. Where's he going? Pass that into Francis. Archibald. Hugill's there. And we don't do anything with it. We can't even win the corner. Briggs is never going to get beaten in the air with his 17 jumping reach. Pilaferreri. All over the top in for Francis. We don't even see him nearly get on the end of it, because I'm guessing he gets nowhere near it, unfortunately. I'm going to encourage the boys. It's definitely a game we can salvage something from. We just need to be smart. They're going to take their time. They're time wasting now. Briggs. That's... Jeez, okay. That's... You've got all the time in the world, Skara. All the time in the world. What are you doing? You've got Killer Ferrari here. Look at him. Bloody acres of space. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's poor. That is so poor. I'm not even going to go positive because I don't want it to become embarrassing. We're just going to encourage them. Actually, no, we're going to go in positive. Let's risk it. Even if we can at least get one back, it gives us a little bit of actual respectfulness from the actual game. Respectability. Here we go. A free kick for Stevenage. We know what this is going to be. Usually, if we do go like this and we concede a couple, we usually capitulate. All over the top. Hugo does well to defend it nicely. Briggs picks up the loose ball. Goes and takes on his man. Beats him. Murray Holmes. Lovely ball over the top. Hugo's in. Hugo's tucked it away. But is the flag going to go up? Hopefully not. Of course it will, unfortunately for us. But that just goes to show an idea of what could happen. Wright's dropped down to a 6 rating. So, you know, maybe us praising him in that last game, maybe he is being a little bit caught out. But I don't think it's necessarily his fault today. I mean, we do nothing with that. We may as well just play that as a whipped short ball across the box then. That Francis picks up the loose ball here though, into Gromick. Murray Holmes. Hugo, long range effort, smashes against the crossbar. It's just not been our day. Unfortunately. We knew this day was coming. We knew we weren't going to be able to go unbeaten all season. But look, we're still fighting, and this is what I like to see. It's been all us. These last few moments, these last few highlights. Archibald, ball in. Briggs is there, but we can't do nothing with it. Scara, it's bouncing around. Distant flag goes up anyway, so it goes off for a free kick to them, and that's full time. I mean, look, it's still apart from possession, we pretty much dominated that game. It was just unfortunate that we got hit with a double punch back to back, and it was actually because of a stupid mistake. Let's not get it wrong. I'm going to say we weren't good enough. I'm going to tell Wright I'm not happy. And I'm going to tell Scara your mistake cost us. I'm not happy with the attackers, especially these two. I'm not happy with your performances today. Archibald done well, but overall, not a great game to end the episode on, unfortunately. In terms of the league table, that now leaves us third. We have got a game in hand, though, however. But look, there's a 6 or 7 point gap now between first, second and third. I feel like we're going to start to fall off the form a little bit. You know, we're not going to be expected. But realistically, like I said, this season's all about solidifying our place in the league and just sort of sitting comfortably. We're currently on 20 points. So we do have a 15-point gap over rock bottom of the league. And remember, only 2 go down in this division. So we do have a good chance of staying up this year, especially if we carry on the way that we're playing. I mean, it's very consistent, but hopefully that Stevenage result doesn't have a knock-on effect to the squad. But there we go. That's everything we're going to see in today's episode. Not too bad. You know, first game, decent. Second game, could be better. Let's say there's question marks about 1 or 2 positions. Again, I still feel like Wright's got enough to be able to give it to us this season, or give us a good account this season. But I think come January, maybe the summer, a new goalkeeper will be on the cards. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It helps me a lot more than you know. It helps push that video out. Leave a comment down below as well. Let's get a bit of interaction going. Again, that helps massively on the reach of the videos, and I appreciate all of the time that you guys put in by watching. And of course, subscribe if you're new around here to continue watching our journey here at Oxford City and just seeing what is on the cards for this season. Who knows what the season will bring? Who knows how the season will end? But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.